So, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. What do we really know about Thanksgiving, the original day of gratitude? Well, we know that the Pilgrims created Thanksgiving, right? And that they celebrated with their families and closest friends? Probably not. Thanksgiving is a holiday that celebrates the friendship sealing feast that the Pilgrims shared with the Massawit tribe on that first Thursday in November, all those years ago. Friendship sealing, first Thursday in November? Well, no, not exactly. In reality, the holiday celebration is an example of one of this country's first racial injustices. Well, that's not even totally true because we weren't even a country back then. This year, the Thanksgiving holiday comes amid a global pandemic hitting this country harder than anywhere else in the world. It comes on the heels of one of the most contentious elections in our memory that has effectively left us divided as a country in a way that we haven't seen since maybe the Civil War. And at a time when the inequity between the privilege of the white people and the people whose skin colors are different, usually darker, black and brown people, play out daily in our streets. To say that it's an unprecedented time is an understatement. To say that it's a difficult time is an understatement. But to say that it's a time to rewrite the history, or at least to get the story straight, to re envision the Thanksgiving holiday as it really was, and to learn from it, to learn how we can apply the lessons that we see in that first Thanksgiving to tomorrow's holiday, well, that's something that is pretty important. My name is Cynthia Wade, and I founded DoOver.me 7 years ago because change is hard. Change is hard, especially when your lives and your jobs don't go the way you planned. We get it because the team at DoOver.me has been there. And along the way, we've developed some skills and processes and procedures and proprietary programming that will help you to get where you want to go. We're going to do it with you, and together we're going to get it done. And the reality is that this is a pretty close approximation of some of the things that really did happen at that first Thanksgiving. We bring a holistic approach to the job search, and we provide you with information and with opportunities around hard and soft skills. And one of the soft skills that is so important is gratitude. Yeah, everybody was grateful that first Thanksgiving, but everybody was grateful for a little bit different kind of a thing. The Pilgrims, well, they didn't celebrate with their family and friends in all cases because so many had died, not only on the voyage over, but also when they got there. There wasn't a lot of them left. The indigenous peoples, they were celebrating their new friends before they got to realize what these new friends were going to bring to them. And what we as the white people from Europe brought to the indigenous peoples was in many, many ways more harm than good. The reality is that the story that we tell about the first Thanksgiving is a story that we created to make ourselves comfortable. But it isn't true. Neither is the story that we tell ourselves about our lives and our jobs. Somehow we have to get to the truth. So, what I'm suggesting here today is that we take a few minutes, either today or tomorrow, to look at this and to think about it. To do a deep dive into what really happened on that first Thanksgiving and to see what meaning we can make of it as we reframe the story with more truth than fiction. In 1970, New England activists created the National Day of Mourning to recognize the true story of the Native Americans. And it's celebrated every year on the fourth Thursday in November. Yes, on Thanksgiving. But it's a totally different kind of a celebration. It reminds us that to create this country, before it was even a country, our white ancestors killed millions of Native Americans, stole their lands, assaulted their culture, and hunted to extinction many of the native animals that they depended upon for their survival. The National Day of Mourning is a protest against racism and oppression. The kind of protest we're still seeing in our streets today. I invite you to spend some time tomorrow and go to the website of the National Day of Mourning and live stream some of the celebrations, some of the stories, some of the speeches that they're going to share, and learn about what really happened. Take those stories to your Thanksgiving dinner table with whomever you're celebrating with. The wisdom of the indigenous peoples was lost in many, many cases. But the reality is that if we dig deeply, we can find that some of their most sacred values align with what we would like to think is the real philosophy behind Thanksgiving. It's about gratitude. It's about giving back, not about taking. When we work with members of the tribe at DoOver.me, we start with, what can you give back? Who are you? And what is the greatest gift that you have to give back to society? We also teach them to be grateful because, as you know, if you've paid attention to these presentations all month, the research shows that gratitude can literally change your brain and bring you a happier and a more successful life. And that's why thinking about the original day of gratitude and what really happened between the Pilgrims and those Native Americans that were here is so important to every part of your life, including understanding how you're moving forward with the original gifts that you were given. As we close our time together this morning and look forward to a day of celebration tomorrow, however different that may be, I'd like to share a prayer with you. This was written by Art Cineris, who is a Tribal Trust Foundation board member, a Shumas elder, a firekeeper, and a ceremonialist who guides those who are seeking a closer relationship with Mother Earth. We have received many gifts throughout our evolution, including instructions for keeping peace and harmony for everyone here. The instructions are simple. Listen to the Mother and follow the laws of nature and the universe. Always ask permission and give tribute in exchange for taking what you need. Always give back an amount of energy equal to or greater than that which you receive, in order to keep the balance of energy necessary for peace and harmony. This is the law of reciprocity. Take care of the elements and remember, whatever you do to the water, the air, the earth, or fire, you do to yourself. We are an interactive, interdependent, symbiotic relationship with our Mother and all life. What befalls the Mother befalls all of the children. Everything we think, intend, say, write, or do affects the whole, the one. Thank you for all the time that you've shared with DoOver.me during this month of November as we've focused on gratitude. I invite you to think about how you may act going forward and how you may choose to show your gratitude by participating in the International Giving Tuesday activities on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, December 1st. DoOver.me is among many not-for-profits all around the world who are looking for your support in helping them continue in an already difficult time with providing their services to others who are in need. Every little bit helps. Give a little and it builds, it grows, and eventually a little becomes a lot, and it also becomes enough. At DoOver.me, our mission is to provide proven, practical, and professional support on a sliding scale to anyone who is seeking meaningful employment. And right now, that is a whole bunch of people. So help us. Help us support those people. Be the difference that you want to see in the world. Give $10. Just $10. Give $10 every month if you can do that. But think about giving something to help others go back to work. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again in December. Take care and have a wonderful holiday with your family.